them right now at this point?
Well, I think you never know. You know, in the playoffs, sometimes the game will tell you what you need to do. Sometimes the players and how they're playing will tell you. I have an open mind about that stuff. Yeah, we may shrink the rotation, but you know, we may have to throw D-Lee out there like we did at the end of the first half. He comes in cold, he hits a three. And then Landry, they had bigger guys out there and they were forcing some switches. And so we felt like Ish would be a better defender against those bigger guys and switches. And he comes in not knowing if he's going to play. And so as much as you want to shrink the rotation to 9.5 or whatever crazy thing I come up with, sometimes you may have to do what you have to do to get a win. And that's what we did tonight.
Curious with DeAndre. A, did you have him on a minute restriction? And B, how do you think he played?
No, I didn't even think about it. The medical team didn't say anything about restrictions. He's been working on his cardio with MB. I thought he was a little, not rusty, but you come here and play in the altitude, you're going to be a bit slower if you haven't played in about 4 or 5 games. I didn't think he was slow, but there were a few times where he had finishes around the basket where he normally will take off and try to, punish somebody with a dunk. He finger rolled it. So I think once he gets his legs under him, he'll be able to finish those better.
Yeah, just a couple of things. One, that's the first time you guys had a consecutive win since that run when Kevin first got with the team. Or you since seen at least a more cohesive group right now, or is it still?
Nah, I just think we've had so many obstacles and it breaks rhythm, and I think we're learning how to be consistent with things that come up. Like you may have an injury, you may have travel, you may have a crazy part of your schedule. I mean, we played on the road, came home for like less than 48 hours, and then we're out again. You have to adjust. But the style of play can remain consistent, and I think that's what you've seen the last couple of games. We played a really tough Philly team and beat them one way, and then tonight we had to win against the team that's been confusing a lot of offenses, playing a zone, and we beat them on their floor. So I think we're just figuring out how to be consistent with our style of play no matter who's on the floor or what the situation is.
And lastly, obviously, Kevin will do for an evaluation this week. Did you see him playing Wednesday?
We'll see. I got to get the information from our team. He's working his tail off. I'm not quite sure because I've been so focused on the team that we have on the floor. If all the boxes are checked, then we will evaluate, but we have to wait and see. He's been working his tail off. He's done everything possible to get himself back as close as he can to game shape, but it's hard to know. So we just got to check all the boxes before we make any statements about his play.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Secondly, they obviously went to a little zone there. Coach called it a 1-3-1/2-3. What adjustments did you feel like the guys made to take advantage of that?
I just kept shooting. I mean, we were getting tons of open shots. Just missing them, wide open corner threes, wide open wing threes, and those are shots we take and make.
Curious with the bench, obviously, it's the second straight game they play.
Yeah.
Like how big is it to have that going right now, going into the play?
Man, it's really big. It's big confidence for everybody to, leave out of a game and it be damn near even, and then them go up 10, 15 points. There's no words to put to us. That's what we need out of them.
Curious with the way, with obviously Kevin close to returning, the first time you guys have been full strength since October, maybe.
Yeah.
How nice will it be to get back to that at this point right now?
Yeah, I think it's good timing. Playoffs are right around the corner, so, it's a good time to be full strength. We obviously have some kinks to work out, and you can only do that by, experience, playing with each other. And, our first 3 games together went really well, and I'm excited to get back to that.
What was particularly that end of the third quarter that you saw from you guys that led to what eventually happened in the fourth?
I have to go back and watch. But that zone defense, it was just a junk defense to mess up our rhythm, and I think it did that.
different, but this is the second straight game the benches came in and produced. Just what does that mean for a team this late in the season to have
It's huge.
that going?
It's huge. In order to get to where we want to get to, it's going to be different people every night. You know what I mean? It's going to be nights that we got to have big games. It's going to be nights where our bench got to uplift us. So getting that confidence going into the playoffs is big.
In the fourth quarter, you haven't rested in a while. I mean, you went back in for a minute and came back. How big was that to have?
It's cool, but I actually told Coach I wanted to play.
Okay.
When he took me out right there at the end, I was like, I want to play. You know, so it's balance. You know what I mean? I think I feel great. I think all the guys on the team moving well. You know, it's nice to have DA back, then getting KD back. We'll really get a chance to see what we look like.
That's the last thing I was going to ask. It's been a minute since you guys have been full strip, been rare pockets of the season. How nice will it be once Durant does come back?
It'll be nice. It's going to be nice. You know, like a guy who means that much to your team, you don't know what you look like until he's playing. Same thing with DA. You know, a lot of guys been stepping up, filling voids or whatnot, but it'll be good to see, you know, what we're going to look like.
So you hasn't been playing this zone the last 4 or 5 games. What was the key to breaking that? Some success?
I don't know. I've been playing basketball a long time. The zone is still gaps everywhere, you know, and I think we just made some good and early when it looked effective, we was just missing shots. You know, we was getting the shots that we wanted, but when you put marketing at the top for the key, it makes it look a lot bigger, but, you know, we started picking it apart.
It's all about finding gaps. Huh?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Back to this game. How'd you feel after?
I felt real good, man. Obviously, our team's been in motion and doing their thing. You know, I just had to make sure I was prepared so I could fit right in and, you know, just run with the offense and run with the flow. Let the game come to me. Still think I messed up on a couple passes and missed a couple of rebounds, but, you know, that type of stuff would come along the line the way like next game. But other than that, running around and, you know, I feel good. You know, I've been training back in Phoenix and felt like a damn week of training camp when I was out, but you know, I didn't feel as fatigued out like how I normally be coming off them little injuries and stuff. But I feel good today, man. I would give my hats off to our second unit, man, holding us down and, you know, making sure we was good and comfortable in that game to sustain the lead. And that was just fun to watch.
I'm curious, Coach was saying he wasn't even thinking about putting you on a minute restriction because he didn't hear anything from the training staff to put you on.
Yeah, because I've been busting my ass. So I made sure there was no restrictions on me. So I'm glad that worked out. Other than that, though, I really felt free out there, man. Just running into my ball screens, rolling to the rim, and, you know, absorbing, doing verticality, all the normal stuff I'm used to. You know, the terminology, Chris and Book talking to me and stuff like that. It just was fun in general. You know, it was a team effort tonight, big time.
Lastly, we know that he's returning soon. So
I told y'all the Slim Reaper on the way, man.
You guys have
getting kind of cloudy, ain't it?
A little bit.
Getting kind of cloudy. I was with the dude all last week, so I know the type of work he's been putting in. So we just really prepared and excited, and we're still waiting for our ball. You know, getting to play a home game, man. He got to play at home one game. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for it, though.
Right. I mean, when you were with him back in Phoenix, what were you seeing with him as far as him getting?
Look like he's working harder than me, so I try to work hard too. Like, it was that type of thing. Like, he's going hard, he outside doing the sleds, all that stuff, man. I've seen him do everything. And like I said, it was a training camp. It looked like they were preparing us for playoffs, period. Yes, sir.
Games, you know, I feel like the bench is starting to come together a little bit more. It's starting to get a better rhythm, better groove. And, we make it an emphasis so when we go into the game that, you know, we have to maintain or bring a different level of energy to it. So we're doing a lot better at that. We're finding a rhythm. We're getting used to each other's game style. So it's starting to flow.
How key is that going into the playoffs, you know, to make sure that your bench is full, because that's kind of been the bugaboo, I guess, the last 10, 20 games.
No, for sure. You know, we're aware of that. You know, we're trying to, you know, do what we can to make sure that we can make up for that. And, you know, it's going to be, you know, a slow climb, but, you know, every day, you know, what Coach says is stack solid. So, you know, we've been doing a good day, and we're starting to build on that. So we just got to continue to build on it.
Keep it.